Okay, so this is one of the clocks my friend Ron gave me, and we're gonna take it apart and get it to working. So kick back, relax, grab something to eat, grab something to drink, and grab something to smoke if you choose to do so, and let's get started. Now this clock has got the wooden plate uh, movement. There's no maker's name on this clock. It was probably made around 1880. Side door panels, but I have to take the hands off and take the chains out to take the movement out. The front door here has got a little hook on it, the undo to open up the front door. It's a pretty cool clock. Here's a nut that you take off. It is a nut. Put it in my parts bin, along with the minute hand, along with the hour hand. Close the door back. Now, to take the chains off, they got a wire tie here. One hook. There's another hook. It looks like he has two different size chains on this thing. The movement looks like it's held into place by steeples, I guess you could say. There's a nail here and one on the other side would go here. There's a steeple, and so I should be able to pull it out, which is unusual. Those steeples is what keeps it in place. In front of the movement, same system as the last clock I worked on that I bought, except for this count wheel, the lever actually goes into the tabs. Let's see if I can turn this thing. This wire here, I believe it's supposed to be on top of that lever because it needs to push it in when it's done striking, and currently it's on underneath it. So I just got to figure out how it pushes it in. I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the last movement. I'm just going to shine up these plates, oil it. And then figure out how to secure this stuff. The other movement had little pieces of metal that secured this section here into place. This is moving, and it shouldn't be moving. So I have to figure that out. And this is missing a compression washer. Maybe it's designed differently, but the compression washer is what controls the speed of the hands, and this don't have it. Got it all cleaned up and all back together. I'm still having to try to figure this part out. Without the count wheel on, I can get it to strike and stop. But once I put the count wheel on, the spring system here isn't that great. And like I said, this system here is falling apart. And I got to figure out how to prevent it from falling apart. Not really for sure what this wire here is for. It might have been a spring on this thing at one time. But we're getting there. It's time to shine up the case. And I put some Howard bead and wax on the inside. Again, I like putting stuff on the inside too because it needs moisture. You can see the difference where I put it and where it needs it. So it's very thirsty. You should also be able to see the difference in the top before, after. And I don't know why this slot is here. It makes no sense to me. It was just used, I guess you could store your money in there. Now that I have the coat of Howard's bead and wax on, the directions say to wait at least 20 minutes before wiping it off. Now you want to make sure that you do wipe it off because it could discolor your, not discolor, but put a haze. I don't know how to explain it. I had one clock that I either used Howard bead and wax or New Light Furniture mask, and I forgot to wipe it off. A few days later, it looked like crap. So make sure you wipe this stuff off is what I'm getting at. And after that 20 minutes, there's a spot on this clock right here that is the thin layer has came off. Well, I'm going to hide it with some permanent markers. I have colored permanent markers that I've showed you before that I bought at Walmart here a while back, and they're good for if you have clocks that have colors that need touched up. So Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
I don't know if you heard that or not, but she told me 20 minutes starting now. I put this brass piece here on, and that helps out with the lever not getting too far away. However, the with the count wheel on, I don't know if I can show this to you. Third wheel warning pin is right here, and it's about a half inch away from the lever, that brass lever that is supposed to stop. If I take this count wheel off, the lever goes down further, and when the lever goes into the cam, the third wheel warning pin hits that lever like it's supposed to. But in relationship to where the count wheel versus that cam, versus the lever itself. And you see how big of a difference it is. So I think it is possible that this brass lever had broken at one time and somebody tried to fix it. But it needs to go down quite a ways, and I think I'm going to have to add another wire in order for this to work, because that's how far it needs to go down, and it is way up in the air like this. So big difference. This lever is loose. As you can see, it moves on me, so I need to solder it so it doesn't move on me. I got the case all cleaned up. Here's where I touched it up with a permanent marker. I don't think it looks all that great myself, so I added some Renaissance wax to prevent the fingerprints. And this side I don't have the Renaissance wax on. This side I do, but as you can see, it's allowing my fingerprints. And I guess I don't know, I guess it's not made for wood. Maybe it's just this particular wood that it's not working on. I don't know. So, it is what it is. You remember I told you that I think the chain is too big? And there's two different size chains. I'm going to trip it. Let me position the camera so y'all can see. As you can see, it's working. Did you see that? The chain's slipping. This chain is too big. And as you can see, it stopped striking. So I got the spring and modified it a little bit, and I got that part working. But the chain, this chain is too big for this clock. And let me take this off so I can show you. You should be able to see inside there. You see how you don't see the teeth? Here's the teeth. These teeth are extremely pointed. This might have been a rope. I'm not for sure. You probably put a rope on it. But the teeth are extremely pointed. And this chain is way too big. This chain, it's a brass chain. It's not magnetic. It might work on this. I don't know. Let me see if I can get it started. Then we see what the teeth look like. I put the different chain on. Now I'm going to trip it and see if it slips. That's 2 o'clock. This is 2:30. Let me reposition my camera. You should be able to see it better now. It's 3 o'clock. 3:30. What happened? You were doing great. 4:30. Let's do it this way instead. 5 o'clock. And the chain hasn't slipped at all. 5:30. 6. So this is the size chain that I need for both sections. And this chain looks like it might be a Herbert Hur 1 day movement. I don't know. I'm going to have to count the links per foot and go from there. I was wrong. The Herbert Hur 1 day movement is 48 links per foot. Herbert Hur 8 day movement is 45 links per foot. A regular 34 movement is 48 links per foot. This has 48 links in it. And a 1 day regular movement has 61 links per foot. I knew it was either a Herbert Hur or an 8 day chain. So anyway, I need to come up with another chain that's 48 links per foot. And we're getting there. I closed the loop, but now when I trip it, it was a couple minutes till the hour when it went off. Now it's a couple minutes after the hour when it goes off. So I closed the loop too much, so I need to open it. And now, when I trip the hands, it's almost on the money. I'm not going to know until I put the movement back into the case. Some people would say that's good enough for government work. The saying that's good enough for government work came back during the war. I believe it was World War II. And it was the most quality standards, the best standards that you could come up with. If it was good enough for government work, it couldn't get any better. And so a lot of people have changed that saying when they say it's good enough for government work, meaning they're thinking the government is lazy and they don't care, but they actually changed that standards. And, you also want to make sure that the hands are not dropping and that they're not too tight. I had to add a washer to make all this work. And in fact, I forgot to tell you, these lantern gear, there's normally a cap, a brass cap over the wires, but in this case, there's not. There is a small brass washer, but it didn't have any holes in it to add all those wires. Maybe you can see it, but it works. The wires ain't moving, and so it's been this way for 170 plus years. So I'm sure it will work just fine. The one chain that was in it that was working was only 36 inches long. So I got 2 8-day chains out for a regular 34 movement, brand new chains, 72 inches long, and that way it'll last a full 30 hours. With the chain only being 36 inches long, it's only going to last about 12 or 15 hours. So now it's time to put this case back into put this movement back into the case. Put it back in, I got the chains on, and I tripped the clock to get it to strike, and it wouldn't strike, and I was trying to figure out why. Remember, this movement takes pins, and this pin I had too far in, which was hitting the governor fan, which prevented it from striking. So now it'll strike. And I'll push this pin in to show you it won't strike now. And that's because that governor fan can't spin. So I say pen, this is a nail of some sort. So make sure that when you're working with your clocks that you know how the system works. And just like the clock that I repaired the other day, the clock that I bought that my buddy picked up for me, this clock also has the I was fixing this door. Sorry. This clock also has the hammer that strikes from the bottom to the top. Normally they strike from the top to the bottom. And so you have to keep that in mind while adjusting it. I don't think this door is original to this clock. I put this hole in so I could see what the heck's going on. But you can also see what's going on through the side door over here if I show you put some light on the situation. So you can see how far that hammer is away from the gong. So now I'll make it strike and see if it hits. Nope. Too far away, so I have to bend it up some. Just some adjustments that you have to do when you're working with these clocks. You just got to be patient, and eventually it will get in there. I'm only like 1/8 of an inch off right now, so I'll bend it some more and see what happens. We heard the noise, but I don't have that vibrant sound that I like, so I have to bring it away from the gong. I bent it up too much a while ago, so we'll see what happens now. What happens is it got through striking, so I have to I'm too far away again, so I have to bend it closer. It will get there. Like I said, just have a little patience. And like I said, this door is not original. Still not the vibrant sound that I like, and the hammer is needs to be bent toward the rear of the clock. I'm going to continue messing with this, and I'll be back whenever I got it to where it sounds good to me. Still working on it, but I want to show you the gong. Can you see the gong? It's hitting the case. The movement. So it needs to be pushed away and from the movement, and that's why I'm getting a dead sound. I was about ready to hang this clock up on the wall when I noticed this is loose, and it's got little brads that are tacked to the base of the clock, and that's all I need is to hang this thing up on the wall, and it falls. So I'm going to put some glue and maybe screws on it. There they are, side by side each other. Now that one right there is the one I made the pendulum leader and bob for. And I need to make a longer pendulum leader because it's running way too fast. It's 312 and this thing in 24 hours has gained 2 hours. So I have to slow it down. And I had the gong all adjusted. Now I have to take it back off the wall and adjust it some more. Let's try this again. It's not very loud, but it's vibrant, and that's what I like. But now I have to wait until 5 o'clock to start this clock because I don't want to go all the way around. I've done it enough. But I hope y'all like this video. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up. And sorry, I can't do more than one thing at a time sometimes. But like I said, I have to redo this pendulum because it needs a longer leader on it. But I think they look pretty good up there. I still got the other clock that I got to work on that my friend gave me for my birthday. But at least this one's up and running. May God bless each and every one of you.